Number 27.
27.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're older than you.
You are older than me.
I feel I'm getting deja vu.
Yeah. A couple episodes will be older than you.
That's true. That is true.
So fuck yourself.
We should have a birthday party.
We should for when?
Well,
we're already over 21.
Let's have a birthday party for our 52nd episode.
Big 5-6.
No, 5-2. We'll actually have a party.
5-2.
We'll have a party, and we'll record the party and release that as the party, as our birthday party.
Sweet.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. This week we have
Kristen from Salt Lake Anarchist Black Cross. And
yeah, hold on, that's right. Salt Lake has an Anarchist Black Cross. Fuck you cities that don't.
We do. And cities that don't should organize.
Super easy. Anyone can do it. No excuse not to.
Speaking of organizing, we're still trying to get a game night out really soon.
But we have some plans.
We do have some plans, and people possibly might be able to get us a venue. So
yeah, so we're checking that out, and hopefully that will be soon.
Also, if you're listening to this for the raffles, stay tuned. Those will be announced shortly. And
I gotta say, I'm kind of jealous of some of those people.
I am jealous too. I couldn't ethically enter myself into the raffle, else I would have, because I was helping out, and it sucks because there was some really awesome stuff. But for events this week in Salt Lake City, we have a prisoner letter writing event the 14th at 6 p.m. and that's going to be at the downtown library in the second conference room on the second floor. Conference room number 2. And that's held by Salt Lake Anarchist Black Cross.
And they provide all the supplies. Honestly,
we talk about it a little bit in the episode.
Yeah, we do. But if you don't make it that far, there's no excuse not to write a prisoner.
If you're able to, totally attend. If you're not able to, then write a letter in your own time.
Yep.
And there's no excuse not to. There's also going to be an event on Saturday, the 18th of May, and that is going to be, Jeremy?
It's in response to the ag-gag law here in Utah. There was an activist here that was arrested for taking photos of a slaughterhouse from a public road.
And luckily, all of those charges were dropped.
Luckily. But for people that don't know, that is maybe against the law of the state of Utah, depending on how the law is written.
Yeah.
But they do have it written that it is illegal to photograph on a farm. Mm-hmm. So what they're doing is they're having a protest to protest that law. I said protest. Probably a little too many times there.
Yeah. Demonstration.
Yeah, demonstration. And that is going to be Saturday, May 18th from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. It's called 200 Cameras at 2 p.m. To film a slaughterhouse. If you've never been to a slaughterhouse, this slaughterhouse is right off a main street, right next to a freeway. You're on public land. I highly encourage people to go. Follow it on Twitter using hashtag #AgGag. The address, thank you, Jordan, is 12450 South Pony Express Road, Draper, Utah. Basically, super easy to get there. If you're in Utah, take I-15, get off on the 123rd South exit, and it's the frontage road right there.
Yeah. So those are the main events in Salt Lake this week. You can always go to whichsidepodcast.com, click on events, and find events for other cities, including additional events in Salt Lake City. And if you want your community calendar added, you could always contact us and we'll be happy to put that up as well. So let us know.
Most deaf.
So if you're listening for the raffle, stay tuned.
Stay tuned for the raffle. And
if you're listening for the show, stay tuned for that as well. And if you're not either or, you should listen to everything.
You should just sit back and enjoy. So we're here with Kristen from the Anarchist Black Cross of Salt Lake City.
Yep.
Yeah.
When did the Anarchist Black Cross start up here?
Let's see. The first official event we weren't together as the Anarchist Black Cross. It was for June 11th a few years ago, which is the International Day of Solidarity with Long-Term Anarchist Prisoners.
Mm-hmm.
Most specifically now, Marie Mason and Eric McDavid. So someone I knew was supposed to organize an event for them, and they dropped the ball on it. So I had been more interested in abolition and prisoner rights, mainly in part of Jordan's case. And so we did that, and then we also had a protest against the Management and Training Corporation, which is based in Centerville. They train a lot of prison guards and more or less organize all of the industry for private prison companies.
Sounds more like a corporate manager training place.
Yeah. And so that has a lot to do with migrant rights in Utah because they own private prisons in Texas that are also detention facilities before people get deported. So that's when we were like, oh, let's be an ABC. And so we started the letter writing night and have had benefits since then. That was, I think, two years ago. Yeah.
That's awesome. I've always been a huge fan of the ABC, but going back years, there's always a huge reluctance to have actual anarchist organizations in Salt Lake, at least coming from the animal rights standpoint of it. And that's where I always came from. Yeah, because of the stigma of it, unfortunately.
I thought it was hilarious when my case was going to court. They had translations from ABCs in Russia and also, like, I want to say Egypt or somewhere where they had what they said squiggly line languages or something like that. Super racist.
For your case,
for my case,
translated it.
Yeah, they had translated like support for me.
Oh wow!
And so they printed that. The government printed that up, saying that I had connections worldwide.
Yeah. Like
to terrorist organizations, pretty much, more or less. And they were trying to show the impact of, look at the language. It's not even in. It's all squiggly lines. it's not English. It's not Spanish. It's squiggly lines. It's real terrorism.
Yeah. That's funny. One of the reasons I've always loved the ABC is the same reason I love ADL. Is the structure of it is very localized, but it's just pretty much, correct me if I'm wrong, it's just basically a formalization of ideas, and then you can be an ABC. There's no...
So there is something called the ABCF, the Federation.
Yeah.
And there's actual guidelines that you have to follow. You have to donate, I think it is somewhere around like $500 to the War Chest, which they give out as a stipend for prisoners every month. It's a really great program, but we're actually not part of the Federation just because we decided there are certain guidelines that we don't necessarily agree with. But we're in contact with people in the Federation, and we try and support their campaigns.
I always thought the localized chapters of ABC were separate from the Federation.
The Federation. They used to be part of what was called the network that dissolved, but there have been conferences the past couple of years, ABC convergences, and we're talking about maybe restructuring that and trying to get it going again. But we're fairly well connected with each other, and we try and support each other on national issues. But it is very localized.
Yeah, it's the same way that ADL always function, where it's very localized. They deal with local issues, but they're always there for each other and help each other out. I know we've talked about back east where they arrested in Washington, where they arrested everyone in ADL to try to stop it for a protest.
And
so everyone in New York and Jersey drove down to make sure that they could continue the protest every day. Just sticking together like that is truly amazing.
The closest ABC is actually Denver from us, which is like the most amazing ABC in my opinion. No offense, other ABCs. I have a special love for
So
Denver.
what's been the hardest part of organizing with the ABC here? Is it just the stigma of anarchism? Or...
No, I'm completely fine with being really open about being an anarchist. I think it's important to be genuine, and that's part of what breaks down the walls that need to be dissolved, because we have to be like, hey, this is who I am. I'm still a good person. So It's not the stigma. Sometimes it can be, like, people won't want to donate to benefits because it says anarchist on it. It's more just, like, disinterest, but I think it's not necessarily because it's anarchist. I think there's a little bit of apathy going on in Salt Lake, but I feel like it's changing. We have a lot more support than we used to, and, like, I don't know, at least as far as radical politics go in Utah, we've definitely, I feel like, been building, and maybe it's going through periods of waxing and waning, and right now we're really full, but
do you get a lot of pushback from the hardcore peace activists? Because we always did, and that was, to me, and no offense, I love a lot of them. Shout out to Dana Hershey. I love her. She's donated, to my prisoner support. I know she helped Jordan with his. So, I love them, but there's always that, big break.
We've definitely had a few, I wouldn't call them run-ins, but disagreements, maybe at events that we were a part of. The police were called, and obviously as anarchists we don't agree with the state or any enforcement that the state uses to help support itself. So that's happened, and I feel like that's the most trouble we run into with peace activists, but ultimately a lot of them support us, but at the same time don't necessarily, I don't know. I don't know, we're their favorite because we're, very vocal about...
I think peace activists feel about anarchists what anarchists feel about communists.
Yeah.
Kind of. We really have separate goals, but we have a common enemy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mean state communists?
Yes. Yes. I should clarify more.
Okay.
I know, because one of the things I've always found so interesting is that in the real radical communities, people really subjugate themselves off to the naming and the classifications really tightly, and I understand it, but it also can be, it's kind of, it's hard, like, there's not just anarchists, there's how many subdivisions of anarchists, and then they separate themselves off from each other, and but I've always found it interesting.
Yeah.
But I understand it, and it's good. I mean, I do it too. It's it's just a way of quickly describing your beliefs almost to a T to a lot of people. But so this fundraiser you guys were just doing, what was it for?
Yeah, I always try and come up with, like, good names, and I actually stole this from the ABC's Child Care Collective, but the Denver ABCs. Yes. It was called Nurturing Liberation, and it was a fundraiser for post and present vegan prisoners. And so we have friends that make really amazing chocolates, and a friend that is a bicycle mechanic, so he donated services, and I do some printmaking, so I made cards and painted some ceramic containers. And we decided to do it for Mother's Day because it's a very popular holiday in Utah, since Utah is very family-oriented, which I actually like. I feel like that ties in really well with anarchism. Maybe not so much patriarchy, but, community. That's cool.
Yeah.
You can support community. I'm down with that. But, we decided to do
the roots of Mother's Day is a pretty radical root to begin with.
It is.
So, do you want to talk about that a little bit? Do you know much about it?
I know a little bit about it, mostly from organizations sending me information, because there's a bunch of noise demos going on tomorrow, especially in the East Coast. From what I've seen, that's what the events were planned. But traditionally, Mother's Day was a mother imploring other people to take on anti-war tactics because sons were killing each other, and what's the point in being a mother if you're this loving person that you gave birth to and raised, or like a parent. I think Mother's Day should also, like, try and go beyond normal gender ideas, and it's a Parents' Day. You should, and I think like you should be able to appreciate and say thank you to these people who have sacrificed a lot for you. If that has happened, obviously not everyone has.
Yeah, I think that'd be amazing, but I think in order for that to happen, you truly have to break down the patriarchal society that we're in, and that's why it sucks that there's only that a lot of people only focus one day on it. But
for sure.
It's helpful to just as a reminder to even people in the radical community that we always got to keep ourselves in check and make sure we're doing what we need to do.
So Mother's Day was a call out, an anti-war call out, and I think what it's taken on now, obviously there's still a lot of war with imperialism happening, and so you can still rally for that cause, but also a lot of people are trying to discuss class war and how that also goes into it, because, for instance, a lot of mothers' sons, or even mothers, Marie Mason is a mother, and she's in prison, and she is unable to be close to her children on a day that everyone says is really important, or at least, consumer culture says is really important. So, kind of brings up, start off for interesting conversations. So, I wrote it on my mom's card. I was like, did you know?
Did you know? That's awesome.
I don't know if she'll like it. Maybe she will, hopefully.
So we did a raffle, so...
Oh, yeah. Right. We have the entries for the raffle. We haven't done the raffle yet. That's the purpose of this
so
show.
I can hurry and put a whole bunch in my name, right?
No.
And throw them in there?
It's unethical. I'm sorry. And as a vegan, you should hold that in high regard.
I say you could, but you wouldn't win.
Otherwise, I would have a bunch in my name. We had some really
there was
awesome
some
donations.
Awesome shit. There was like a custom-made messenger bag.
Vila City was kind enough to make us a messenger bag, which is insanely beautiful and desirable, to say the least.
Lush.
That's where most of the raffle tickets went. Lush donated 2 really nice body care packages. So
my wife and daughter are so addicted to Lush.
Yeah, because it's nice stuff.
They would love these packages, but
Sweet
they didn't
shit.
get in on time.
Nope.
And it's not.
But even if they did get in, if they really pull their names, I wouldn't allow them to, just because of the...
I know, it'd be weird.
So, hopefully other people will organize and we can enter the
raffle.
Exactly.
That's what we need, seriously.
So.
Alright, so this is for we're going to pull the names for the raffles right now. This one's for the...
We separated the raffle items into packages, because I hate raffles where you just
get one
win
package
something that you don't like, and so we tried to make it more reasonable so people could potentially get something that they liked. So this is the body care. It's the body posy package. It's 2 Lush care packages. One's Sweetie Pie and it's super pink. It's really awesome, but they're both valued at above $40. So yeah. We have 2.
Their bath bombs are awesome.
Yeah.
They make me smell like flowers.
I've actually made bath bombs before.
They did not make me smell like flowers.
I interviewed at Lush, and they said I was too nervous, so I didn't get
Really?
the job. They were like, she's really
They are
cute,
very
though.
outgoing. They are super outgoing at Lush.
I'm just like, oh, I have to touch your hand.
Someone we know, they are very outgoing.
They
are very outgoing.
They're good at what they do.
I think that's why my daughter loves it. Okay, who's getting this Lush one?
This is for the My Fair Lady body care package, valued at $60. Do you want to draw it, or shall I?
I will draw it above my head.
Hey, that's not above your head.
It is above my head. Stop fibbing. Okay, we got Scott.
Scott is actually my old English teacher. And I convinced him to buy a package, and he did. So,
congratulations.
Well, congratulations, Scott.
Yeah.
I'm a little jealous.
All right, now we have the Sweetie Pie body care package.
Okay, I'll do that. Do you want to write on that one what it is?
Yeah, I don't have a pen.
Well, we have a recording.
Yeah, it's true. We do.
Yeah, I guess, right?
This isn't even recording.
It is recording.
Okay.
So when you click away, it stops the bar.
Well, that's annoying.
I know. And I'm not going to edit any of this out. Okay, who's winning? Who's winning?
Who's our Sweetie Pie?
Is that Jackson?
Jackson. Yeah,
Jackson.
Jackson, congratulations.
Talked about winning it for his wife.
Yeah.
He just did.
Nice.
Good job.
If he's true to his word, he's
Yeah.
gonna sneak it
gonna use
himself.
it.
Dude, if
They're
I wanted,
pretty
I'd totally
nice.
use it all myself. I'd share. Sharing is caring.
Sharing
You
is
can
caring,
write
because
it on
who shares
this
wins.
If you want.
Who shares does win.
Oh, I like that. Good, clean fun.
That was actually on our Kickstarter. We made a
We
bunch of
used
good-
every line on that song, each one. Yeah.
We're dorks.
Good. Although some Schwins are not that nice. So.
Nowadays.
Yeah, the Chicago Schwins seem like fairly decent. bikes.
Interesting little fact. Almost all bikes are manufactured by 2 companies in the world.
No?
Hmm
Really?
So these go in the trash.
What about
There's a lot of
polo-style
boutiques.
bikes?
Yeah, there's a lot of boutiques that do it, but we're talking about
AAA
major.
cycles? Sure. I couldn't buy a frame, so I bought a shirt. Alright, so yeah.
Okay, then
The next one's going to be for the vegan swag.
I love that you could pick which raffle you wanted to be in.
yeah,
I've never been in a raffle like that. Why aren't more anarchists involved with making awesome raffles?
No.
because a bunch of suckers.
Do you want to grab that? So
Yeah.
you know what? This is for the the vegan swag package. It's vegan gear and apparel. This has the Velo City custom-made messenger bag, so I guess we'll draw that first since it's the nicer
All
one.
right, here's
Is it gonna
here-
go? This
here's-
was the big
This
ticket.
is the big ticket item.
I'm
But
getting
everyone
nervous.
was like, I want
Who
that.
should draw it? Should we all?
No.
Just
I
kidding.
can't
Just
do
kidding.
that.
I know. We all draw and we pick the best person. No, I'm just kidding.
Rock,
Whoever's
paper,
handwriting we
scissors.
like.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, we got Andrew, you lucky
Andrew!
bastard.
Ah, he was talking about winning it earlier.
Yeah.
He's like, no one would mind if I just took that. Guess who just took it?
Yeah.
Andrew,
You
the
did.
lucky guy. All right, next we have the herbivore clothing. It's called the Bigger Hearts. It's got a whale. It's a bag, a tote bag, and then also a button or sticker package. There's a really cute button in it that says all my heroes have FBI files. It's just like, oh, I want that.
Do you want to do the honors?
I got the honors on this one. My daughter's favorite shirt came from Herbivore.
Nice.
Elephant that says, I'm vegan and I love you. And it goes to Victor.
Victor, nice.
He is a Victor.
Yeah.
Victor is a
Very
I'm
punny.
I'm awesome at puns.
All right. So the next item is the Pangea sent us a shirt. It says "Hunt each other," and it's got 2 hunters hunting each other, and it says "Leave the animals alone." So let's see.
I like
Do I
that.
get to draw one?
I thought it was going to go into loving, but I like
Yeah,
that. I
it's
like that.
Oh, Victor!
Victor!
Man.
Man,
Victor is the
true
Victor.
to his name.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see, Victor. All right, that's all that's left because we didn't receive that.
Bummer.
Bummer day. Okay. So let's
Yeah, you
get
can. Yeah.
the next batch of tickets.
Quality.
This is awesome entertainment.
Cool.
Yeah, but I'll have to play you some of the Unibomber manifesto. It's awesome.
It doesn't sound entertaining.
So this is for the Nom Noms package.
The nom
I
noms.
named it that so if any hardcore bros showed up, they'd have to say Nom Noms out loud. It's like, I don't even like that name that much. I just like the joke.
Nom noms.
But it's really for food
Did any
stuff.
hardcore bros show up?
I don't know.
She's like, I'm gonna keep my mouth
I'm
shut
gonna
on
keep
that
my mouth shut.
Maybe.
So in this one is a City Dogs food certificate, a Bud's vegan sandwich shop certificate, and we have 2 cookbooks. One is Veganomicon and one is what is it called? Vegan Eats World. It's the new Terry Hope Romano. It's really big. It's hardback, just like Veganomicon. Is that how you say it?
That's how I've always said it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been I was like, what are those hot dogs called? Yes or
Ives?
Ives? Are you sure?
Ives.
I was always like, Yves?
Yves.
I used to call it Eves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows? It's
Vegenaise.
If you ever
Vegenaise,
call
damn it.
Follow Your Heart, little side note, and call it Vegenaise, they correct you on the phone and say it's not. Or if you call it Vegenaise, they correct you to say it's Vegenaise.
That's
I know.
how it's spelled.
I know, but Vegenaise sounds so much better.
No, you say veganese? You're dumb.
No.
Just kidding. It's vegenaise.
I like to do it just to like jab Follow Your Heart and be like, you really should be all vegan. You should be all vegan.
They should be.
They
should be all
aren't. They've got that
Damn
blue cheese dressing.
And they have a ranch now too.
Oh, yeah.
I
that's
actually
true.
almost bought the non-vegan ranch on accident.
I looked at the blue cheese and I was like, how is this vegan? It's not.
It's not.
Not
Anyway,
right.
okay, so who's getting this nom nom?
Yeah. Who's
Okay,
getting the nom?
sorry.
We're
Semantics.
vegan.
So this one is for the City Dogs gift certificate.
I love hot dogs.
City Dogs is pretty sweet. They have this asparagus hot dog. It's really
Ooh,
good.
I haven't tried that one.
Celia, you got the City Dogs.
You're breaking my heart.
Alright, the next one is for a Buds.
Who's taking me to Buds? Do. Jake Ho Ho. Is it Houghton?
Yeah, Jake.
I wrote. Sorry, I did that.
No,
Jake,
that's
you're
fine.
taking me to Buds.
I wrote Jake Ho Ho Houghton because he told
Funny
the
story about Jake.
Santa Claus too.
Yeah, let's.
I once saw him eat a
okay.
Bud sandwich that had been in a cupboard for 3 days, and it was apparently only a little bit sour. So I think it's good that he has a Bud certificate because now he can eat fresh sandwiches. He's got no excuse.
No excuse, Jake.
Alright, the next one is for a copy of Veganomicon.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. Should I look away? That's like the way to do it, right?
guess,
I look
yeah.
away.
Jordan, not Jordan.
Not me.
Not you,
Not
other
me.
Jordan.
Another Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan.
Other Jordan.
Jordan K.
Not to be confused with Jordan Cade, which is me.
Which is you.
Cade Halliday.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, alright. And the next one is for the Vegan Eats World.
Vegan Eats World.
Like Jimmy.
It's a pretty sweet cookbook. It's very comprehensive.
Chad is going to be performing miracles from Vegan Eats World.
I hope we are giving these to people who cook, or if you don't, I guess it's good. 'cause
It's
you'll
good
learn.
that you need.
Yeah.
You need the cook.
Julianne, you'll figure out what it means. Alright, so that's all for that category. The next one, the very last one, is our home decor. We had a local Utah artist. She has an Etsy. Her name's Laura Frisk. You just search that on Etsy, or we have a link for her on the ABC's website. She hand printed some pillows that are really beautiful. Those went in this, and also a candle illuminated glass globe lamp from India.
Ooh.
It's really nice. I almost kept it, I'll be honest, but I put it in the
You're
raffle.
like, I'm just going to pull this to
I
the
wanted
side.
people to be excited about the raffle, so. Alright. We have 4 pillows. The first one is for a yellow giraffe pillow. for Laura
Yellow
Frisk.
giraffe pillow goes to Will.
Will. What?
Congrats, Will.
Alright, the next one, we'll do Laura's other pillow. It is a green lion pillow, I guess. There's not very many raffle tickets in here. Will again!
Oh,
Will, you're
Will.
gonna be swimming in pillows.
His couch is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
The next one is, let me try and remember. We don't have all the raffle items are at my house, so I'm trying to remember. Do you remember what the other pillow? There was a orange fox.
Orange Fox?
Yeah.
Craig.
Craig gets the orange
Nice.
spot.
Craig gets the orange fox. Okay, and there was one more pillow.
One more pillow.
What was it?
I think it was green.
No, the green was the lion.
No, green was the lion. That's right.
Get your shit together,
I,
Jordan.
you,
Okay, hold on.
I wasn't
Giraffe,
sitting by him.
lion, fox. There was one more.
Say duck the
The
platypus.
The other animal.
The other
The
animal.
other animal.
Pillow.
The other animal.
The mystery animal. Will.
Will, you are swimming in pillows.
And
Will really wanted those pillows.
the very last item, the glass globe lamp. It's really nice.
It is super
It's-
nice.
What would you call it? Like a sepia color? I bet
Yeah.
it looks really nice when a candle's in it.
James M.
James M!
James, you got it.
Woo!
Turning up the romance with that. Alright, so that's it for the raffle. Thanks for entering and coming. I guess I have your contact, so I'll contact you to figure out how to deliver your prizes.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
So how often does the ABC do these type of fundraisers?
We do a few a year. We always do the June 11th event. Last December we had a fundraiser for the Northwestern Grand Jury Resistors, and that was fairly successful. It's more or less on a
As needed basis.
As needed
needed
basis. Yes, thanks. I was blanking on that. But yeah, so a few times a year, and we do the monthly letter writing night every month. So we're hoping hoping to start a Books Through Bars. So
That'll be super
that'll be
cool.
the next fundraiser.
That'll be awesome.
Apart from June 11th.
Where can people get more information about what ABC is currently doing?
We have the blog slabc.wordpress.com. We have a Facebook if you like using Facebook. We have the email, and then most of the time we're on the Always Learning calendar, which it looks like you have up on your website.
We do post that calendar plus other ones on
we've
other
posted a
events.
lot of Salt Lake different.
Yeah.
So, that
So
was
mostly our blog. We don't update as much as we should, but we're working on it. Always striving to be better. So.
Sorry, Jordan kicking the mic
kicking the
stand.
microphone. It's bumping. You could hear it.
I can't
Yeah,
hear
you
it. I
can't
don't
hear
have headphones on, so you can.
Yeah.
So
Boom,
yeah.
boom. Well, awesome.
Yeah. So you do letter writing every Monday?
Every second Tuesday at the downtown library.
Second Tuesday. I had that way off.
Yeah, it changes. It's depending on work and school schedules, but that's been consistent for about the past year. So, and we have the whole in 6-month increments posted on our website, and we always have like a Facebook page. But
It's something that's super easy to do, and it's super appreciated when you are in prison.
oh sorry.
Oh no, I was gonna say it was one of the things that I've always personally struggled with. It's always been hard for me to write prisoners. Jordan was the hardest for me to write, to be honest with you. But I've always pushed my daughter to do it, and so she's done quite a few. She's done like all the current grand jury resistors. She's always drawn them pictures and mailed to them. She asked her kindergarten teacher if she could turn that in as her service project.
Wow. Was it allowed?
He said he didn't know and he would check. But
Have it earned back.
it's you're right. It does get super easy with time. But it's one of those things that like I've always been that person that's like, well, what do you write? And it just doesn't matter what you write.
It doesn't.
Well, I wouldn't.
Well,
go
there
that
is
far.
some
You don't write
limitations.
about if they're an open case. You don't write about any.
Yeah, there's.
People.
But I mean,
it is read by police. So.
Yes.
But if people feel apprehensive, we provide all the supplies. We provide the catalog with political prisoners, and 3 or 4 people from the ABC are usually there, and we're more than willing to help people. And if you just want to come write a postcard, like that's really short. You just, hey, what's up?
Yeah, yeah.
I saw a dog, like bite someone today, and it was crazy, and that's it.
From my personal experience, like I tried to write every single person back. Not everyone can do that, but what I enjoyed most was that time of day that I got all of the letters. That was something that I would look forward to, and it would help pass the time. Like, I'd have to go to work because they make you go to work, and then when you get through work, that's when you pick up your letters to the place that I was at, and so it was something to look forward to. And the days that I didn't get letters were pretty disappointing. I mean,
For sure.
Yeah, and keep in mind, like
not only can not all prisoners write back, it's expensive
Oh,
for
yeah,
prisoners to write back.
That was
for
it.
everything.
You know, so it's fantastic just to write them, and
Sometimes you have to make a choice between buying another, thing of peanut butter or getting a book of stamps or something like that.
Yeah.
It can be challenging, and then like if they can't read it or if they can't write back, it's so important to write them because it's something for them to do. It would take another hour, 2 hours out of my day that I didn't have to think about prison life while responding to people or reading people's things, and it's just it takes some time out of having to deal with prison.
Yeah, it's one of the only forms of communication with the outside world.
Yeah.
I send people. Also, this is something you can do. You can send people articles, printouts, and I know that a lot of prisoners I write are really appreciative. And
if they have email, you can do what I did to Jordan. I sent him the entire manuscript to rent.
Sometimes.
It
depends on.
I just did that because they had to read it.
Yeah. It depends. Like, not all the prison systems have email.
Yeah, I know.
Take that.
Yeah. I thought it was funny. I didn't read it. It cost me 5 cents, 15 cents a minute.
Yeah, you're not going to read that.
I'm not going to read that.
But some officer had to read that to make sure there was nothing cryptic in it.
They did, because my account was red flagged.
I was hoping that they would have to, like, compare it to the actual manuscript to see if there was any changes. I honestly don't know.
No
but...
day but today. It was funny. I laughed. But yeah, it's totally an easy thing to do. Even if you just say, "Hey, I support you and I'm thinking about you," it's something that.
Yeah, no, it's an awesome way of giving back to your community without having to do too much.
Yeah, we organize it. We provide all the supplies. It's pretty fun. There's lots of jokes. I tell poop jokes all the time.
I love poop jokes.
Poop jokes are great.
I need to hear a poop joke now. I'm putting you on the spot on poop jokes.
I can't.
Oh, come on.
I really can't. Mostly it's really embarrassing stories about myself that involve feces in some way.
I'm always open for an embarrassing story about feces.
Now you have to share.
You open that one up. We gotta go down that.
Okay. There was this one time I was at a Walmart. This is when I was really young with my mother. And she was like, "Kristen, go pick up that $1," because there was $1 on the ground, and I'm pretty sure someone had wiped their ass with the $1.
Oh,
and I was like, "Mom, there's poop on this $1." It was really disgusting, but
I found $1 with poop on it before.
I know it's
what
like
the hell?
You just imagine the teenagers, like lurking in the bushes, laughing at you, like, hepatitis, E. coli.
Mine had a big chunk of poo in the $1 folded.
Yeah, that's how it was.
And it was sitting on top of these water bottles outside of a Smith's or something. And so they had the cases of water bottles that you could pick up and take in to buy, but it was sitting on top, and I'm like, oh, somebody left $1.
Do you think what species? Or someone daring enough?
If it was $1, I wouldn't go for it. But if it was 10, I'm okay.
You'd squeeze one out for a $10 bill.
No, I'm saying I'll take the $10 bill.
Wipe it off.
Yeah, I'll clean a $10 bill. That's fine.
I would wipe it off and then go and buy something with it.
And immediately get it exchanged. Yeah. Because then you're taking those feces particles and putting on every other bill in the entire...
I'm pretty sure a lot of $1 bills already have that.
Oh,
anyways.
They do have cocaine.
I read it. There was a study in Europe that they did on their notes there. They said that every note that they found had trace amounts of cocaine. There was not one they found that didn't.
That's crazy.
That is totally crazy.
And that's just
and that's just from contact from other notes, Love it.
It's interesting.
Makes me think there's a lot of coke in London.
Yeah. Ooh.
Makes me want to go to London.
Not me. Unless it's Coca-Cola. Just kidding.
They eat pigeons in London and they just, what do they call it, squab?
Really?
Yeah.
I guess it's no different than eating any other bird.
Yeah.
I mean...
They eat, in Peru they eat guinea pigs.
Yeah. What do they call them?
Gui.
Is that
G-U-Y, yeah.
Gui?
Gui. I am so sorry.
Way to go.
I'm a dick.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm that shit. Yeah. Anyway, we're pro.
That's cool.
We're professional about everything here.
We're so professional.
When I thought our shows were getting better with that Mayday episode.
I thoroughly enjoyed the Mayday episode.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I heard my voice on it, and I was like, "Whoa, that's what I sound like." It was weird.
It was weird.
It's actually our most listened to episode in just a matter of few days.
Yeah.
I liked the cop interviews. They were really funny. Cops are. I don't know.
I like interviewing the
characters.
The bellhops. They were
the bellhops. So they were crazy.
I wanted to tell them about Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's different.
Speaking of Bitcoin.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
No, it really reminded me, like, the last Mayday that I had been to was probably a decade ago before that.
Wow.
So a huge between. And that was in LA where they the march took over Rodeo Drive.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun, and I would say this was a lot of fun too. Like, it was just that, that same amount of, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like, it was a lot of fun.
It's awesome to see people organizing here.
It really is.
Rights.
I'm really glad that somebody is taking up those reins and actually doing it, because I'm too lazy.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just be,
Motivated.
it's not like I have an excuse not to,
Yeah.
So, but I'm really, really glad it's going on.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Takes all sorts. That's my, bishop saying.
Your bishop saying.
I grew up LDS.
I think we all.
Takes all sorts. Are you ready? I like to bear my testimony. I know this church is true. I love my mom and dad, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Every testimony.
I love my mom and dad. My brothers and sisters.
Here's a fun fact. I never buried my testimony
I did.
in the years of going to church.
I think maybe I did. I don't remember.
I think I did once.
I think mine was very generic like that too. I love my mom and dad.
And they were whispering it. You hear them whispering over the
Whispering would tell them what to say.
Yeah.
That was the most ridiculous thing. Your kid's not bearing their testimony if you're telling them what to say.
Yeah, well,
Stupid.
it happens.
My favorite thing that I remember ever when someone was doing that was a kid got up. They were an only child, and they said, "I love my mom and dad, and I love my brothers and sisters." Like,
That is awesome.
generic.
Well, it's their brothers and sisters in the celestial kingdom.
Oh, whatever.
So what brought you away from the church?
A lot of it had to do with what I didn't have a name for it. It did have to do with sexism, because growing up female in the church is pretty difficult. But the Mormon church, I don't like it when people say that.
The church.
And then they just assume that
Yeah.
It's such a
It's
localized
culturally
So,
naive.
yeah, here it's
Yeah.
localized, and we probably shouldn't because everybody listens
Most
to
places
this,
they would assume you mean
the Catholic Church.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
So.
when I'm talking to Mari, she refers to the church and she's referring to the Catholic Church because that's just there.
A lot of people from other places think the Mormons are still polygamous too. Fundum FLDS. Are
FLDS.
still
Well, they're the
practiced.
only practicing.
Mainstream.
But mainstream
Mormonism
Mormons,
is
they still
not.
believe in the tenets. They just don't practice, which is I always find odd.
They believe in celestial polygamy, don't
Yeah.
they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But
Yeah, I just never really believed in. I had a hard time adjusting to a community after. I never really had friends at the church, and I just never really liked how.
Was that before being vegan? After being vegan? About the same time?
Before, for sure. I think I might have been vegetarian while I was still Mormon, but even then it was really awkward and weird.
How did your family react to becoming vegan and that transition?
My mom was actually really, really supportive, and my sister was vegetarian at the time, and she's not any longer, but my older brother went vegan a couple years after me, and so it went over really well, and I think as a result my mom's a lot healthier than she would be otherwise because she's not taking in as much cholesterol, and I really like to cook, so that's probably part of the reason that they were more accepting of it. So.
Is your brother still vegan?
Uh-huh.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is totally awesome. So how long have you been vegan, if I can ask? I know it's a hard question for a lot of people.
I want to say going on 9 years.
That's awesome.
So yeah, I like it.
I like it.
I like to cook, so it's easy.
It gets to a point, you know, that you honestly don't remember anything else.
No.
Like I don't even know when I crossed that point.
It's not difficult.
Oh, God, no.
And like reading ingredients just becomes habit.
I like it. I love reading. Maybe it's part of my OCD, but I'm just like...
Jordan's been helping Iz reading ingredients at the grocery store.
Yeah.
It's super cute.
It is. I'm like, tell me why this isn't vegan.
And she'll find the ingredient.
She'll find the ingredient that's not vegan. It's fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it's exciting for me, I guess. I don't know. I'm just like, you're right.
She's going to be so good at word searches.
She really will be. You know, the only thing that is really hard with her right now is that we'll give her something and she'll question us if it's vegan. Like she'll give her something that she doesn't remember having or something new, and she's like, "Is it really vegan? Let me read the ingredients." We're like, "You're really questioning us?" Like, it's good because
Question authority.
she questions everyone, but it's like, you don't trust me.
Yeah, I definitely. I don't know. My mom used to call me a vegan Nazi because I would be really mean to her about drinking milk, and I settled down a little bit, but
Peaceful protest doesn't get the job done.
I like to think of myself as
got my son, look at my gun.
fairly well informed, and I'll be like, yeah, and then I'll be eating something, and people will be like, that's not vegan. I'll be like, what? Like a long time ago, I was like, now and laters, but they were the ones with egg in them.
Oh yeah,
because you used to be able to get one without, and one with, and it's whatever. Yeah. Anyways, sorry, that was a story that went nowhere.
It's fine. It just reminded me of the tattoo I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love your in defense of all life. I love that most people don't get it as a joke.
No, it's total joke. All my tattoos are jokes.
Not all of them. Your animals aren't a joke.
They're a joke.
They're a joke.
No.
You get tortured. It's a joke.
Yeah, those are about the only ones that like my real tattoos. I have a chess piece of a chess piece.
I know, it's sweet.
Chest
Chest piece.
You said chest twice. Because you're from Utah.
Because you're from Utah.
That's why it's funny, I guess, to all of us, is because that's how we talk.
Yeah.
That tattoo is legendary.
I love that tattoo. It's one of my favorite tattoos I've ever seen.
Is it legendary?
It's really, because it's super funny. My brother is like, is that the guy with that tattoo?
Someone brought it up today.
I love that still people think it's from that vampires.
What?
No one ever thought it was from Twilight.
There's been several people that have thought it was from Twilight.
Really?
A chess piece from Twilight?
It's on the cover of one of the books.
Are you team, what is it, Edward, or what's the other one?
I never read on
Jacob.
I think I'd be team...
He's a wolf.
Team Jacob because...
He's warm. He's a wolf. I bet he's good in bed.
Are wolves good in bed?
Well, he's warm, and Jacob's like... Or, no.
Edward's just
Edward's
cold.
He's cold.
And he'll break your fucking bed, too.
Yeah.
What?
And he's creepy, like...
He is creepy. He's like...
Yeah, but he can, Can't vampires, control your mind?
Here's my thought, though.
Or read your mind or something?
I'm Team Jacob because Edward is not vegan.
I feel like Edward is into consent, and consent is sexy. And I feel like Jacob would be into that.
You don't think Edward's into consent?
No, he fucking, in those books, would crawl in her window and watch her as
she
slept.
he was always consenting with he wanted to make sure everything
These
was
books sound really creepy.
They are
fucking creepy, and they're written by a Mormon, and that's probably why.
Are they really written by a Mormon?
Victorian romance. Yeah, she went to BYU.
Did she get excommunicated for these books?
No.
She should.
She's famous.
The third
naughty adulterers.
The third book is what everyone's like, I don't know if we're gonna let our kids read this.
I don't know though. If you think about it, there was a lot of Mormons used to creep on younger women, so it makes sense.
Oh yeah, totally.
They did maybe even still now.
Well, FLDS, I totally do.
Yeah, Warren Jeffs.
So, yeah.
Is that his name?
Yeah. Thomas F. Monson. Oh wait, no, Warren.
I went to a polygamous church once when I was a kid.
Did you?
And I liked it because they got to wear pants to church and play on Sundays.
I went to a polygamous temple.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And they all drink out of one cup. I thought that was really weird.
That is weird.
They're gonna get sick.
Well, a lot of people do that. But we talked a lot about
they're gonna get
today.
sick.
Sorry.
That's awesome.
No, it's fine. I mean, I think a lot of... Well, something I found out is the Catholic Church doesn't share communion with everyone, wine with everyone, and a place like Colombia, Argentina. From what Mari was saying, you know how they usually share a glass of wine.
Yeah.
Only the priest or whatever drinks the wine at the ones.
They just watch him get hammered.
Maybe it's just because it's expensive.
Well, don't they believe what's called like transfixiation, where it literally turns into the blood in your mouth? Uh-huh. So how does that happen if you don't actually drink from the cup?
I'm pretty sure they would puke too. You can't really hold blood in your stomach.
You can't drink more than a pint, for sure.
How do you know that?
What?
Yeah, how do you know? Have you tested this?
I don't want to
How
talk
much
about
blood are you drinking?
Well, back when I was like a Wiccan and into vampire shit.
So you're saying Wiccans drink blood?
I don't think Wiccans...
I don't think Wiccans drink blood either. I think that's a mischaracterization of what Wicca really is.
Did I say when I was a Wiccan who drank blood?
Vampires, though.
That's when I was into vampires. I'm making all this shit up. I had friends that were into it. I actually was into Wiccanism for a while.
You know,
before
the only time my dad got mad about a book I brought home was a book on Wiccan.
Yeah.
It was when I was in 10th grade, and I was just reading about all religions because it was like, I'm really questioning everything, and I'm just trying to learn as much as I can. And he got really upset about that one book. Like, I had, the book of the dead, and I had like all these other books. That Hindu book, and he didn't care about any of them, but that one.
My parents were the same way. Like, I had maybe about 5 to 10 books on alchemy alone, and like, because I was studying everything.
Interesting side note, though.
They were trying to get rich. That's why they were so.
He's trying to get rich.
Oh yeah, they're like, no, that's fine.
About 3 weeks ago, my dad asked me to help him find all of these books. Actually. Which I ended up doing.
Why?
He makes Halloween props.
Oh, that's right.
And he wanted spell books that had actual spells in them, so he could make real Halloween books as props for his Halloween decorations.
I was showing him.
He's really intense on that stuff.
He's intense on everything. I was showing him the hot sauce, the mother-in-law hot sauce.
Yeah, my dad makes that. All homegrown, completely organic.
Wow.
He also makes candles and flutes.
Completely vegan soy candles.
Wow.
Yeah. He's jack of all trades. Makes Native American flutes.
I remember when I went...
I went over to their house yesterday and I almost vomited because of the smell. He was making a bunch of candles.
Remember when I was trying to play along to his Halloween thing?
Oh, yeah.
At the Halloween party. And he was in character, like, totally. And, like, so I didn't want him to feel bad. So I was, like, playing along because all the kids were, like, totally not caring. And so I'm like... Oh yeah, those do feel like rings. Ooh.
Was it the spaghetti?
Yeah.
The peeled grapes.
Those things, yeah.
And Jeremy kept hitting me with the hand filled with peas. The glove filled with peas.
No, it was oatmeal.
It was oatmeal?
Yeah, you take a glove and you fill it with oatmeal and then freeze it. And when it starts to thaw, it actually feels like skin rubbing off. Ew. It's really gross feeling.
And so he kept slapping me in the face because I was blindfolded.
Yeah, and my mom kept making me touch his balls with it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, his mom was like, do it again.
And you liked it.
I didn't like it.
Totally liked it.
Maybe I liked it.
I saw a halfie.
Maybe a little bit.
A little chub.
A little bit.
It's cool,
So, how are your parents with being anarchist?
I'm
assuming you're really open about being an anarchist with them.
Yeah, so it's a single mother. My dad is non-existent, but she's I don't know. She's really awesome, and my older brother is also a self-identified anarchist. So she's cool. She's working class too, so we agree on things like that. And a lot of my ideas came from her. And maybe, hopefully for her someday, but she gets it. So I try and meet her on okay levels, and sometimes she makes fun of me, but it's fine. I'm really lucky because she's very supportive.
That's awesome. So. It is really awesome.
What about the atheism thing?
As long as I don't make fun of Mormonism around her, she's fine with it. And we can't talk about feminism or certain subjects, but yeah,
I've never understood the backlash of feminism. To me it's so black and white.
Like, it's so, you know, like...
And the fact that they use patriarchy as a common term.
Yeah. But they're proud of it.
Yeah.
You know.
Or what is that saying? There's a strong man behind every woman. And it's just like, do you think there's something wrong in that? Oh, well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's never made sense to me.
I don't really understand it, but I guess you try and granted, like, the church, the Mormon church, has done a lot to support my family, and so... I feel strange about it.
I really like the social work the church does. I mean, I really think all communities can take, you know, a lesson from what they do, because it's community supported, community driven.
Yeah.
You know,
you take God out of the whole equation.
You take God out of it, they're great.
It's
great, yeah.
Pretty great.
You know, because people donate what they can, and you know, it's that whole, you know, what's the saying?
It's very socialist.
It's very socialist.
Yeah.
Full on socialist.
You know, you donate your labor when you can, and you know, if you can't, you can take. Like, it's I love it. Just take the God aspect out of it.
To each
is I'm trying to remember.
According to their need, from each.
By their ability. I'm gonna butcher it. That's why I didn't want to say it, but but yeah, it's completely true. And so I really like that aspect of it.
Yeah, and I think she understands that and trying to support, and I talked to her about how it is community, and she hates cops. I swear even cops hate cops. They just don't want to admit it. So.
You know, sometimes it takes really like harsh things to happen. Like, one thing that I'm kind of surprised about Jordan's parents, like, FBI raided my house. My parents hated cops ever since. FBI comes to Jordan's house, and his parents have no animosity. It's like really weird to me, like the stark differences that some people have. Nothing bad against Jordan's parents. It's just, you know, their different view on authority.
Yeah.
You know, I've always found that interesting.
Yeah, it's a lot different, because when I was younger and she'd get pulled over, I could just cry, and usually we'd get out of the ticket, but now they're just like, why is she crying?
I've never cried to get out. I've never gotten out of a ticket.
Really?
I'm always the one that just makes it worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. I sometimes make it worse for myself too. Just like the whole I don't consent to this.
Exactly. You know, the whole...
Oh, you're causing problems already.
My favorite is I got pulled over and the cop was like, I smell marijuana in the car. There's 4 straight edge kids in the car. I'm like, there's no fucking way. You know. And it just snowballed into him trying to search and us refusing to search and him saying he's going to get a... You know, just it snowballs from there, and it just turns into an hour-long traffic stop because you're not allowing anything to move forward, and... then you get the ticket. Like, it's...
They
I remember
the charges.
I remember coming home from your house one time after carving pumpkins, and it was like a Saturday before Halloween or something. Yeah. And so they were doing mandatory traffic stops.
Yeah, the traffic stops.
If you go through them, it's a speed trap. And so I rolled down my window and they said, "Do I smell alcohol on your breath?" And I totally wanted to like be... probably your own breath you're smelling, that kind of attitude.
That's your upper lip.
That's it. But I went with the no, officer. You know, sometimes...
No,
Lately I've realized that the best route is, most of the time, is to just play along with their fucking shit.
That's the thing about, for me, getting arrested at, like, protest, I guess, like... what is that called? Civil disobedience. Mm-hmm. I feel like you're more used to not getting arrested and doing things that help dismantle larger structures. Mm-hmm. And maybe that's just me, because it's not like I've never thought about doing a lockdown before in the past, but now it's just like, I've been arrested. It's not pleasant. I don't really want to do that, especially for something like, I'd love to talk back to a cop, like... You know, like, that's what gets my dick hard or whatever. But it's just not worth it. It's like, even like going to court to fight
for stupid
things.
I think in certain circumstances, it's fine, and that's what I would do. But only in the circumstances where that's what you're gonna do.
I've been a part of lockdowns, mm-hmm. Where you use lock boxes or U-locks.
Yeah.
I've done all of that. I don't regret any of it, but I don't know if I would do it again.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
And this isn't to say that you should comply, because definitely you should know your rights. You should never consent to a search.
Oh, never.
You should be very assertive about like who you are.
And honestly, talking to a cop and answering their questions can only lead to worse.
Yeah.
It's never going to help your situation.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And I think there's certain circumstances where that's even, like, I was contacted by a police officer when my friend died.
Yeah.
And it's like, do I really want to go through the hassle of...
One thing that I've always kind of like done is, depending on the situation, you either have to completely comply or completely not comply.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no in between.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you're gonna comply because it's something, like they're questioning, a death, then just comply, like, but if you're you can't play the middle ground at all. Like, you have to have no complete resistance or no resistance.
Yeah. Because otherwise you get yourself in trouble.
You get really in trouble in that murky water, which I unfortunately did one time at a Fur Free Friday protest. It was my first time being interrogated. We got arrested. They did a lockdown, and we all got arrested. I wasn't part of the lockdown. I was part of the support team for the lockdown, and we all got arrested. And they pulled us, into a little room, and they just started asking us questions. Why are you there? Blah blah blah. And then it was, talking about the beliefs of it. And, being such a young activist and, wanting to, I have this opportunity to tell this police officer and maybe I can convince him of why we're there, and you start talking about it.
Every cop has a kid that's a vegetarian.
Yeah, every cop has a kid that's a vegetarian.
You should make a shirt.
and later on, like, I found out we were reviewing footage of the protest. And I want to repeat, it wasn't like, during those interrogations nothing happening. It wasn't a big deal, but it scared me because there was somebody in the interrogation in which they didn't tell me who it was, and later on we were reviewing footage of the demonstration, and that we found video footage of that person across the street before we were there, videotaping everything that had already happened. So not only did they already know all the questions that they were trying to get us to say, that just in the casual conversations you could have purged yourself if you tried to hide or and it really opened my eyes to how they operate. And they're
there is this really amazing video, if you ever search legal rights or your ability to abstain from talking to the police. It's from a lawyer, and he talks about...
Is it to his class and there's a cop there, too?
There is that one. It might be the same lawyer, but I know there's a different one. How it's never a good idea to talk to the cops.
Yeah, it's... if it's probably the same guy I'm talking of, it's like 45 minutes long.
Yeah, it's really good.
I love it.
And he destroys the cop's argument, and even the cop's like, yeah, he's right.
Yeah, the cop is like, if it was me, I wouldn't talk. Like,
it's really
when a cop
it's
admits
really good.
that you shouldn't talk to him, that's
it never helped. Like, it will never help in those type of situations. Yeah. If you get pulled over for speeding, take the speeding ticket. Don't consent to a search. Yeah. It's one of those things.
Sure, but not enough people know that there are a lot, and cops will try and intimidate you and make you think that you're not able to do that, but that's not.
Oh yeah, they totally try to. Yeah,
so.
It's awesome. You feel really empowered though the first time you do it.
Yeah.
Like, the first time you look at a cop and they're like, no, or they ask you a question like, am I being detained?
Yeah.
And then walk away. Like, it's really empowering to do.
But it's also self-aggrandizing a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'd agree to that, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Anything to offset that power structure.
One thing, I value all of that, but sometimes I guess I feel a little bit guilty for, like, let's say someone who's undocumented who can't really do that.
Totally.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Or, like, did you ever see that dumpster diving movie Dive? Where they were like, yeah, we're dumpster diving, the cops come, we just tell them what we're doing and it's fine. But it's like, but if a person of color were there,
it's totally different.
Yeah.
It's
very privileged.
So.
Dumpster diving is still even a privileged thing. Like, if you get caught and you're a person of color, you're fucked.
For sure.
If you're white, he's just a punk kid.
Yeah.
Slap on the wrist, maybe a shoplifting
maybe.
I do have to say, I did get an entire dumpster once full of coconuts.
Yeah. I got one full of acai juice. Someone else got it. Full of acai juice. And I pooped black for like a month.
That's awesome.
That's what acai juice does to your body. But it's not a bad thing.
It's
clarify.
It's clear pushing things out of your body, right?
Poop joke.
Poop joke. That's not a joke. That's just poop.
That's just real.
Awesome.
That's just awesome.
So speaking of sexism, even though it's been a second, I was gonna ask like what you guys feel about. Mari and I have been having a conversation about last names and changing your last name when married, and how it can be an empowering thing, sort of like, you know, you're a couple and you share a common thing, but it also is very sexist in the sense that the woman takes the man's name.
Mm-hmm.
Well, traditionally, marriage is a way to hand property to one another daughters, and so that's where the root for taking the name comes from, because it's literally putting your name on something.
On the rare places where they did have a matriarchal lineage, it was just the opposite.
There,
yeah.
We were talking about in her culture, the way that they used to do it is, for example, like Callie would be Callie Halliday of Parkin, meaning
that's of the property
of the property of
Yeah.
Parkin, and so that's how it used to be. It's not so much anymore.
I think nowadays it's just an important conversation to have between the partners, you know, and whatever those partners decide, I think can be empowering for those partners.
It's also like we both agree like we would be fine taking on each other's names because we love each other and like we would totally be down. It's a matter of feeling like you lose your identity almost by changing your
Which
name.
is really weird to think about.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this?
So I guess I if I did like my last name, I would be okay with someone taking it on. Not that I really care about heritage or lineage in that way, since a lot of people that I value pretty dearly aren't blood related. But I don't like my father and I don't like patriarchy, so if I did ever decide to get married, I think we would probably decide on a different last name and try and like make
your
our
own.
own way.
Yeah. We've known people.
Yeah, I've known people who have done that.
They've mixed the two of their names.
But I guess it is up to people, and if you're doing it for the right reasons, then I don't think that you should feel too bad about it. And legally, it does help clarify a lot of things. Like if you have kids.
Yeah, like Callie, she didn't change her last name. She took on my last name, but it wasn't until she was pregnant with my daughter, 4 years into being married. And it was
she was hyphen though, right?
No, she didn't hyphen.
It makes, as far as the public education system, my mom...
That's really what it was
My mom
about.
and my dad were divorced. They were separated since I was pretty much an infant, but she couldn't change her last name until I graduated high school because she had to sign all the documents. It just makes things a lot more
And that's
difficult.
what her ultimate decision was because of the legal reasons and the school and just all of to make life just easier. And her main reason for originally not wanting to was just she had a professional name, like she was known under this professional name, and that was the whole thing. But
you know, and I'm Jordan Halliday. I have a Wikipedia page. You know, just kidding.
Wow. I hope you update that yourself.
I don't.
Yeah,
I'm gonna delete it tomorrow
cool
just to be like,
stuff.
fuck you, you don't.
I should.
Can you do that?
Yeah, anyone can do anything on Wikipedia you want.
They can be like, all this information is false.
I used to get people to change my page on purpose just to be funny. Like, and people would put things like my parents were, you know, born with both sex organs or something, you know. And
I have 2 uteri.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Legit.
I just found out.
That's
Sorry.
craziness.
That is craziness.
No, that's interesting.
Yeah. They were like trying to put some birth control in, and they were like, "We can't do this. You have 2 years." That's how you pluralize it, right?
I think
Uteri,
so.
I'm
I would
pretty
think
sure.
so.
Uterus.
And I was like,
Uteruses.
"Oh, that's crazy. That's why I have 2 periods." Okay, so I can get pregnant by. I'm like a cat, and I always, wanted to be a cat. So I'm getting there closer.
There you
every
go.
day, so.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, if I
craziness.
wanted to sell my eggs, I'm ripe.
Is that
But I'm
Could
not
you
gonna
sell
do
both,
that.
like from both?
Well, I don't think anyone would buy them, but yeah, I'm pretty sure I could sell them both.
I heard
Is
that
that
is such
legal
a
in the United States?
yeah. It's a tedious process though for the women. Like I would never recommend it
or
as a
you
way
can,
to try to make money.
You can carry.
Yeah, surrogate.
Some
right.
states you
Yeah.
can, some states you can't.
Can you do it? I bet you can do it in Utah. 'cause people
It
love
depends
having
on how
kids
they
here.
word it because they view it a lot of times as paying for a child.
Well, that's essentially.
It's essentially what it is.
Not
That's
what
what adoption
adoption
pretty
is,
much
yeah.
is. Yeah, unfortunately.
You're just paying adoption fees to prove that you're stable enough, right? Is kind of how you have to word it a lot of the time.
Well, you're paying for a service. You're not paying for a child. So,
What
like, the
service?
adoption fees is you're paying for the service of them locating somebody for you. Then they pay for the counseling fee. It pays for that service. It doesn't pay for the child. The child's free.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really weird how.
And
No,
also
no, I'm
the
good. I'm just not
medical
going to pay for
costs.
those services.
Yeah, I don't want those services.
What is it? It's like $5,000 to have a child in a hospital,
it's-
right?
Oh, it's
Or
more
more?
than that. Oh yeah.
10,000?
I don't know what our total bill was, but it would have been right around 14,
Damn.
somewhere around there. I mean, that's not what we paid, luckily, because of insurance. But the total with insurance was not the total with them paying their portion.
Someone I know
right
was
around
trying
14.
to tell me that a child's only like $27 a month. Like, realistically, once you have one, because you get a lot of things given to you and stuff like that. And I'm
What?
They don't have a child.
like, they do.
They do?
Someone we know. It's Shannon.
$7.
Shannon, you're an idiot. I love you. $27.
No, it's cool. I get this
Maybe.
tax
Okay,
rebate.
yeah, but their child is still breastfeeding. Well,
Yeah.
not solely,
So
but
free
mainly.
food.
It's free food.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just wait. Wait until they're in violin lessons, and they're in dance lessons, and they're in school. Yeah, just wait.
And they want things.
Ugh.
They're needy and they need to.
And they're all cute and they're like,
They're-
I love you.
Exactly, and they're like, why don't I get gummy candy? I want vegan gummy candy. And it's expensive.
Yeah, it is.
When they start talking, that's just the worst.
They start talking back. That's
Yeah,
what it
yeah.
is.
Dude,
Why? Why? Because I fucking said so. That's why.
it's totally true.
I'm an adult.
I love it when kids use like grown up language. Like Iz today was like, we had a yard sale, we were moving stuff in, and she's like, that just looks like it's a pain in the ass. Like, yes, it is a pain in the ass. That is totally true.
This is a total hemorrhoid. You're right.
So
The poll this week.
poll this week is: what's your favorite milk alternative? What was your favorite milk alternative?
My
would you
favorite
say?
milk alternative.
Milk
alternative.
Um,
I'm surprised by this one.
I'll be honest. I'm a big fan of soy milk, even though I'm
Yeah.
slightly allergic. It makes me really gassy, but I love it.
I would agree too. Like I like soy milk. Almond
My
milk's okay.
my absolute favorite is oat, but
Really?
it's so expensive, and
Why don't you make it yourself?
because I'm lazy.
hemp
Cheesecloth.
hemp milk
Seb.
was good. I had
Soaked
hemp milk
oats.
from like a little coffee.
And maybe it's because like I make tofu, and the soy milk you make
You make
is just
tofu?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just
Cool.
the soy milk you make is disgusting.
Yeah.
Like absolute. I know some people love it.
Same.
I'm not trying to. I just to me,
You
it's
make-
disgusting because I'm used to sweetened soy milk, and it's completely raw. So
Clarify-
I don't want to say raw. It's
clarify
cooked,
that
but-
you have made tofu.
Yeah, I don't make it all the time because again,
I
it
make
takes
vegan
time.
mayonnaise.
Do you?
Yeah,
I
is
do.
it better than Vegenaise?
It's just emulsified oil and soy milk, but you could make it with probably other milks.
How's it compared to Vegenaise?
You
Is
just
it more
have
like
to
mayonnaise?
Just add sugar.
I hate mayonnaise.
I hate mayonnaise
No,
too.
I
Mayonnaise
don't
is
add
disgusting.
sugar, salt, and mustard. But you can flavor it too. I make
Huh.
flavored.
That's
The
I
people we
found
have on
interesting.
from Progressive Kitsch, they were talking about making a whole bunch of stuff like
Yeah,
that because
yeah.
they didn't have it available.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they make everything.
I feel like such a bougie vegan because people will be like, yeah, I interned for this vegetarian group that they've been vegetarian for like vegan for 35 years, and they're like, yeah, you used to not be able to get tofu or tempeh. We had to buy starters for all of that. And just like, you couldn't go to the store. And now I'm like, man, when people tell me that they don't want to go vegan or vegetarian because it's too hard, it's just like, shut your mouth.
Yeah,
okay.
I mentioned it today because we were talking about how it was we couldn't get Vegenaise on the shelf. The soy milk when I was first around, you had to get it off the shelf. It wasn't cold.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like you got the boxes that you can still find now.
When I went vegan, I used to have to drive about 15 miles to buy soy milk. I grew up in rural out in Riverton, so not too far from where we are now. But I had to drive almost all the way into downtown to get soy milk, and I'm a little kid, so my mom or dad had to drive me. And to look at it now, it's completely different.
Totally.
Like now, I feel the same way. I feel like, and I talk to people across the country, and like even out
You go
here,
down the street,
I'm
you can
pissed
buy-
that my local grocery store stopped selling the large bottles of Vegenaise, and they only sell the small ones.
Like, that's how.
Both varieties of small ones.
Yeah, they have.
Spoiled.
Yeah, I'm totally spoiled. You know,
And
we're
all
so
of the
lucky.
they have dia there and diarrhea, whatever.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, totally. But they have the wedges there too.
Yeah.
And they have like the foodie, like, and this is just a normal local grocery
Yeah,
store.
this is
We're
down the
totally
street.
spoiled.
Yeah.
Like compared to how it used to be.
That's not a health food
Yeah,
store
but
either.
I think I know what grocery store you're talking about, and it's pretty bougie.
Is it?
Yeah.
Harmon's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super. I used to work there. Maybe.
I'm okay with that. Like seriously, I love it. Like it's way better than at least it's
Even Smith's
locally,
has got a
though.
bouginess to it, though.
That's
Just because they're communing
maybe
with
like
Harmon's.
Marketplace
Yeah.
or the Smiths out here.
But I will say, being a vegan, Harmon's isn't really any more expensive
yeah, that's true because health food.
because their produce
not
they have better
subsidized.
they have
Cheaper.
better produce than
Yeah.
the other places, and so it lasts longer. And there's stuff that's really expensive is going in their meat department and stuff.
Yeah, that's
Which
true.
I don't
the
do,
delicatessen
so,
and
yeah.
all that, so.
Their bread is really good though.
Their bread is the
Their
garlic bread.
Yeah, it's so good.
Roasted garlic.
It is
Now
so
some
good, yeah.
bread.
So why would anybody choose to be gluten-free on purpose if they don't have to be?
I don't get it.
I'm mildly intolerant to gluten.
Okay.
I would say I'm
But I
as
still eat it.
intolerant to gluten as I am to soy. If I drink a ton of soy milk, this is going way TMI. You already said it made you gassy. Like I know people that it causes anal leakage.
My room smells like a diaper sometimes, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm
Pea
dreading
protein
calling.
and soy milk.
My test results keep coming back like negative, and so I'm dreading calling because some of the next steps are to test for food allergies.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't want to know if I have a food allergy. That'll just piss me off. It's like, no, you can't eat soy. Fuck, I can. I eat tofu every day.
I know, right?
I love tofu.
You went to the store with me.
Yeah.
I like bought a whole stack of tofu.
Yeah. So I buy four. Okay, I buy 4 of the large things of tofu at a time. If I buy them, it's I know I can make it. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's easier to buy it.
It is.
I'm lazy. They're only $1.
The
Yeah.
tofu?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
he-
saying you can make it?
Oh yeah.
No,
I make it.
he makes.
I used to make it all the
Does
time.
it take a long time to congeal?
It takes like a-
though?
Okay, it takes about 2 hours.
Oh, wow.
No. You have to soak the
Do you
beans
have to have a
overnight.
machine?
No.
Do you just use cheesecloth?
Oh, it's a little more.
A tofu press.
I have a tofu
Soy
press that I made.
cheesecloth?
So to go through the whole process, you soak your beans if you have dried beans overnight.
Overnight.
8 to 10 hours you soak them.
Okay.
And then you take the beans, you blend it with water, a mixture of water, and then you cook that to a certain temperature. Because you want to kill a certain enzyme that makes it easier to digest the soy
The soy.
protein. You don't have to do that, but if you kill that enzyme, it's easier to digest. You get more of the protein and everything from it. From that, you strain it once to get the fiber out of it through cheesecloth. Or you can use muslin if you want. And then from there, you just take the liquid, which is pure soy milk at that point, and you curdle it. And I usually curdle it you can use lemon juice or you can use Epsom salt. I usually use Epsom salt.
Oh, wow.
And then you curdle that, and then you put it in your press that's lined with muslin or cheesecloth, and then press out.
You already get diarrhea from soy.
You use Epsom
just
salt
really
for
helps.
hemorrhoids, too.
Yeah, you totally do.
For constipation.
I love Epsom. I think Epsom salt's amazing,
And
personally.
and-
I
to
like
kill
taking
tree
baths.
stumps.
Yeah, I
I'm,
soak in it.
sore after
Mhm.
a
Doesn't it kill tree
workout.
stumps too?
I think so too. Yeah,
Yeah.
it does kill tree stumps.
Yeah, you can
Mm-hmm.
use it to flush, though.
I totally love Epsom salt. It's such a minute amount. It's
I
traditionally.
think you could use sea salt too.
Traditionally, they use sea salt.
It's
You
What's
know,
the
Epsom-
difference?
Epsom salt's easier.
I think Epsom salt is just
I
easier.
use
Is
Epsom
it
salt
a
too.
different mineral?
It's
Salt?
slightly different. Epsom salt is, it has more magnesium in it. I think. I don't know. I could be totally off. Someone's gonna be like, "I'm gonna Wikipedia this," and be like, "You're a fucking idiot," which is, yeah, whatever.
They're gonna be like, Epsom salt. Why do you use Epsom salt?
Yeah, but they had to Wikipedia it.
Yeah.
So,
You
there
know,
you go.
but no, I'll
While
show
you're
you
on
my
there,
press
I'm on
afterwards.
there.
It's super fun to make. It's just setting aside that time to make it. And if you're gonna make it, you want to make it in bulk because you don't want to just make a little bit because it's all
Yeah.
that time, and it's just.
That's
you
how
know,
the mayonnaise is.
Yeah, and it's to make it in bulk. You make a ton of soy milk. 'cause
You
it
could get
condenses-
a huge pot and it would be awesome. Like you could, if you wanted to sell it, you could like get a giant pot and you could make it all.
Oh yeah,
pretty
totally.
quick.
Yeah, I use the pot I use is the pots they use to deep fry turkeys in
Oh,
because they're big and they're cheap.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you? Is it more like silken or firm?
Oh, I only make firm.
I won't make silken.
Do you just let it sit longer?
Well,
Add less coagulant?
Well, so the main difference is how much weight you're using to press out the liquid. That's the biggest difference. So I usually use 50 to 100 pounds to press the tofu.
Do you have a press, or do you put like a...
I take weights and put it on top of my press.
With like a... do you put like a sheet so it's more evenly distributed? Like a cookie sheet?
Yeah, so I'll show you how... afterwards, I'll show you my press that we made. Yeah, but I'll show you the press and how it works. Basically, there's this really awesome book if anyone's super interested in it. It's called The Book of Tofu. I recommend it to anyone. It's a huge book. It's like an encyclopedia of the history of tofu making throughout the world.
Dang.
And how different tofu shops were set up and the presses they used, going from small, homemade to large scale. And then it's filled with like 1,000 recipes.
Dang.
They're not all vegan, but it shows you the amount of stuff you can do with making tofu.
We made tofu egg.
Make muffin?
No, you can't say that. Egg.
Egg muffin.
Egg muffin things.
Why can't you say
Mick? Because you can't say Mick.
It's true. Well, I used to say chicken McNuggets too when I was talking about chicken nuggets. Fucking McDonald's. Monopoly.
I want to find somebody who can make good vegan alternatives to deviled eggs.
Oh, right?
Yeah. Oh.
That would be good.
I mean, the white
white part,
the white part's easy.
Tofu.
That's just tofu.
And
that
then
would work
the
fine.
middle part, why don't you just do tofu scramble, but like blend it like
Because it's not the same.
Black. Have you ever had black
salt?
sea salt though?
Oh, I have 2 bags of it. Do you want one?
We just got some. That's what we
the
put.
sulfuric
Turmeric.
I don't like it because
Sea
it's
salt.
too eggy.
It's what? That's one of the
It's been so long when I first ate it. I'm like, no.
I bought like 5 bags of it. I gave 2 to you.
I've never opened them.
And I bought like 5 bags. I still have not gone through 1 bag of it.
Are you serious?
I ate it and like
I
it's
just
way
scoop,
too eggy for me.
And I make tofu scramble every day. I just scoop a little bit and throw it on.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm not against it. It's just.
So
Did you hear about the new egg alternative they come out with? I think Compassion Over Killing or Mercy for Animals, one of them. Sorry, gets like some of the money from it. It's literally like 4 ingredients. Black salt's one of them. Nutritional yeast is one of them, and
I love nutritional yeast.
It's so good.
But you mix it with water and blend it, and it actually it's like an egg yolk.
Really?
It's a new product they just come out with.
Is it the veg?
Yeah, the veg.
The veg or the veg? I don't
The
know.
veg.
I have had the veg. I've never made the yolks out of it yet. But
No.
but you should watch the videos. You have to get some chemical and mix it with water so that the chemical reaction's what makes the the
What's
yolk
the
form.
chemical?
It's like it's something really basic.
I looked at the ingredients and I was like, I should just make that because it was literally nutritional.
In order to make it form into the yolk, though, you have to have it's like
chemical
calcium. Something.
because
Did you hear about the new genetically modified eggs that have 2 yolks?
yeah, I was telling you about that. That's great. It means you can make omelets easier.
Yeah.
Go vegan.
Craziness.
Yeah. But so our poll.
Yeah,
anyways.
alternative milks.
So everyone looks like almost 22% of people think almond milk.
That surprised me. That's almond milk's really jumped to the forefront.
Almond milk
I guess
really
well,
has.
they carry it, places, so it's.
But even
able
people,
to be more
They started
common.
carrying it at Costco
Yeah. Oh, really?
in 3 packs.
I agree. And I'm like, what?
No, it just lets you know if you guys don't shop at
Shelf
Costco.
stable?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, fridge. Sorry.
Almonds?
They
Almond
sell
breeze or silk?
silk
Oh,
almond.
silk almond looks gross.
I don't know. I don't drink because
It's no
I
good.
usually get the silk soy.
Blue Diamond's the way to go. Almond.
Isn't it
I
more
got
expensive?
Blue Diamond vanilla one time, and so I got it, and I'm like, I'm excited. I had
Who
never
made-
tried it before, and it was unsweetened.
Oh.
Who made that-
Unsweetened vanilla.
Who makes the half and
almond?
half almond coconut?
I don't know.
Or almond breeze.
It's disgusting.
It is.
It's
Almond-
unbelievably disgusting.
Blue Diamond, though, makes a chocolate almond milk that's sweet. You have to get it sweetened.
Yeah,
You do make
no.
an unsweetened kind. You warm that up around, what is it? Those cold seasonal holidays, which you celebrate.
Yeah.
That I can't think of. Make a coconut whip and sprinkle cinnamon on it. It's so
Oh,
good.
that
Do you
would
ever
be
make coconut
really
whipped
good.
cream?
I have, but I usually fail.
Oh man, we've been making tres leches cake with coconut whipped cream on top of it. It's really easy. You just Trader Joe's has coconut cream.
Yeah, get the
Works
cream. I know.
perfect
I always
for
get the
it.
cream at
And then you
the
freeze
Asian
it.
market.
and then powdered sugar, and we whip it by hand.
I've never froze it,
mixer.
but my hand mixer never does it well.
Do you chill it enough that
I probably don't. That's probably honestly my biggest thing.
it's so good.
A friend of ours, they make vegan marshmallows now.
Yeah.
And
I have been trying to look up the traditional marshmallow recipe using actual marshmallow.
The root.
Yeah.
The root.
The root.
the rut.
And it sounds disgusting.
I think that she might use powdered marshmallow.
Well, traditionally it was just the marshmallow and then honey or sugar and then water.
Well, I told her to come to.
And it didn't have the form that it did.
I told her to come to the Witchside Rendezvous and bring bucket loads of marshmallow, and she said she's down.
And when you said that, my partner gave you a really weird look like this.
What?
You can't see that. He was like,
What? Why bucket loads?
He just thought it was weird.
Bucket loads of marshmallow?
Yeah.
Why?
Did they make
I
good
get
Rice
it.
Krispie treats? I love Rice Krispie treats.
Yeah, I had one. Oh man, they were so good.
They make caramel.
They take a marshmallow and they wrap it in a caramel, and you eat it and you get a tummy.
This is why I am not a skinny vegan
Yeah.
for these
Yeah.
type of things.
I ate the entire box of chocolates from the benefit
Oh,
today.
man.
A deluxe box of chocolate had how many chocolates in it?
I don't know.
Like a couple dozen.
He didn't save any for you. Are you a little bit pissed?
I'll
didn't.
punch him later.
Hey, fuck you. They're my chocolates and caramel.
I'm not making you dinner tonight.
Good, I'll go home. I have breakfast burritos.
You had breakfast? Oh, at home.
Yeah, I froze
He
them.
freezes them.
That's cool.
Yeah.
They're okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I make them better.
Do you ever? Yeah, I feel like I'm like a little bit conceited about cooking, and I work at a vegan restaurant that's really awesome, and sometimes I'm like, I could make it better. And I'm just like, man,
Where do
I'm
you
being
work?
an asshole.
If you want to say. You don't have to say.
I work at Bud's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Buds.
I'm very fortunate to be
That is
employed
awesome.
there.
Yeah.
I really love
And
it.
what's awesome about Buds is that they're collectively run.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
are.
that is awesome.
Yeah.
Cindy Cluzo.
Earbuds and owner. Yeah. And I didn't realize how like collectively run it is. It's total
Yeah.
across the board.
We all
Well, if
give
it's
some
collectively running,
decisions.
doesn't that just
Well,
like
I know,
it's pretty?
I know, but you know, there could be some loose, like 80-20 shit. You know how that is.
I guess.
It's really, yeah. I am so excited about it in Utah because I feel like maybe we'll set this precedence and other people will follow, or at least unionize.
I am
their
so
works.
glad that there's somebody actually going out against your competitor that's across your street.
I know, right?
Yeah.
God, I fucking hate that guy. I don't even mind. I'll say that out loud. I don't like him at all. We have
is
butted heads
to-
since he opened up.
Everyone says that.
God, he's a fucking dick.
Totally not a syndicalist.
No.
I'm waiting for like him to order something and someone else to come pick it up for him and him to pick it apart and be like, "This isn't even good."
Well, we butted heads really badly when he first opened. He invited a bunch of people that was involved in New York at the time to come do a taste testing, blah blah. And he wasn't even all vegan, by the way, at the time. Just to let you know. And he kept saying, "I want honest feedback, blah blah blah." So give him honest feedback. I said, "Your food's really bland and it tastes too hippie for me."
What?
Which it did. It was way worse than it was.
That was when
by
he
the
did.
way.
He even had non-vegan ice cream.
Yeah, he had non-vegan. He used cheese. He used like real cheese, a whole bunch of things.
Sages didn't. Oh, whoa.
Whoa! I don't even give a
Yeah.
fuck.
They used to be vegan.
Yeah, and for the longest time, when he first opened, he thought I was bad mouthing people. I never talked about it to anyone. He asked for Christmas, and I gave him my honest feedback. It wasn't like I was going around telling people, "Oh, his food sucks, don't go there." No, if you're serving vegan food, I totally think you should support the place. I think that just keeps it around.
Yeah.
But he had a really rough start the first couple months. Like he was like having next to no customers. One, none of us could afford it. We're dirt ass poor. Barely making rent by donating plasma, let alone.
You mean selling plasma?
Yes, selling. It wasn't donating. Yes, thank you. We were selling. Yeah, I sold my plasma to 2 places, so I went 4 times a week.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I think that they don't let you do that.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that.
You still haven't showed me how to do that.
You have to get the black mark off of your fingernails.
What black mark?
They
No.
put a
You still
marker
haven't
under
shown
the
me how
black
to
light.
do. I've never sold my plasma ever.
Oh, it's super easy.
I mean, I've donated blood a lot, and I used to donate it because I got those little cookies that were.
You end up
vegan.
getting, if you do it as much as I did, you end up getting scars. Like you can still see if
Yeah,
you look really
I
closely. I
have
have
a
a scar
few.
right there.
Is it
and
worse
I
than
have a scar
donating
right
blood?
there. No, it's super easy.
I think it would maybe be worse just because some of them aren't even phlebotomists; they're just trained technicians, and I've definitely been poked really hard. And
Oh yeah.
scared from it before.
Yeah.
But I made enough to pay rent.
How much do they give you usually?
At the time, I was getting from each place just shy of 120 a week. I don't know what the current rates are. That's 2 times per week.
I don't get as much because
They give you more the second time you go
less
than the
body
first.
weight, so they don't pay me as much because they can't get as.
Oh, they can't get it. I had to stop going because my heart rate actually got too low to actually do it in time. Because I remember I started going and like my resting heart rate was getting into the 50s, like the low 50s, and they're like, "We're not going to do it for you anymore because it would just take too long."
Dang.
Yeah.
You were dying.
No, it was honestly because, it was like at the time when I lived downtown and my only transportation was foot or bike. So I was in really fucking good shape.
Yeah.
Like I had like, look at me now, I look nothing like that.
So your heart rate was low?
Well, because you have a really strong heart, so your resting heart rate is really low because it doesn't need to pump as hard because it's really powerful. Yeah. That's...
The doctor always tells me I have a strong heart when I go.
That's what it means. That's what it means. Like you don't want a high resting heart rate because that means your heart's working way too hard to circulate your blood.
Oh.
Yeah.
So your veins are small. So
Or
it's to pump harder.
Or you clogged, or your just heart's not. Yeah, your cardiovascular system is not
I
good.
mean, I have a good heart. I'm vegan.
I wish that was all it took.
Right?
No, I mean I'm compassionate.
Yeah.
Good heart.
One time I was pamphleting vegan flyers at BYU campus in Provo, and this girl walked by me and she's like, "People who do that always look like her." And I could have gotten offended, but I was like, "Oh, I look compassionate." That's so awesome.
That is awesome.
She just gave me that compliment.
Oh, that's awesome. Anyways, we've been going for a while.
Yeah, a little bit over.
Yeah,
It's cool.
Yeah.
I have to poop, so.
Sweet.
I think that's a good place to end it then.
All right.
We'll let you go poop.
That's usually the conversation ender.
Or if you're in good company, that's the conversation starter.
Yeah. You would not believe what came out of my body today.
Woo! Don't go in there.
And this is why I'm gonna die alone. No, not really. There's lots of people. Everybody poops.
Everybody.
That's a good book.
There's a book.
I know. I got scolded in elementary because I thought it was really funny.
A 1 lump camel has a 1 lump poop. A 2 lump camel has a 2 lump poop. My favorite part of the whole book.
I don't think that's true.
It's not accurate at all, but it's funny.
I own the book. I've never read it, I don't think.
Yeah, I used to read it all the time as a kid. I remember it front and back.
That's hilarious.
It's a good
Okay,
book.
we'll go poop.
Alright, cool.
Due to financial situations, Which Side Podcast has sort is sold out, and needs your money. If you are going to purchase anything online, please click through the Amazon Hypertext Transfer Protocol code on our worldwide webpage, whichsidepodcast.com. Thank you for your continued support. 0110011001101101101101100110110110111 fuck shit damn.